Look at how we're starting the week. Look at how we're starting our day. I know a lot of people are probably dealing with flooding. Yes. Wow. Now we all know that there's a lot of work. And every time it rains heavily in Ghana, you get to realize, especially here in Accra, I don't know about other regions, but you get to realize the loopholes in the development of this country. We can't do so much to make our lives a little bit more easier, because this morning has been intense. But thank God we are still alive. And so, yes, it's very important to give praise back to God, because you didn't die through this flood. Nothing crazy happened to you. At least you're alive. There's so much more you could totally do with your life. So yes, it's a good reason to give praise to God. Well, you're welcome back from that break. This is still the AM Club. We're going to be checking what is trending on X. Yes, pretty shortly. But before we get into that, let's talk about something we all want, and that is success. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful. Charlie, when work gets tough, and I bet it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days where you need somebody to be there for you, Cowboy Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma that will aid kickstart your day. So whether you're working or just creating beautiful memories with friends and loved ones, Cowboy Coffee will be there with you every single moment. So no matter where you're at, as you chase after those goals, keep Cowboy Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Cowboy Coffee is with you every single moment. And even this morning, as terrible as your situation might be, especially for all those who are dealing with flooding situations. Some of my friends have had to reach out to them this morning. If you're out there and you're watching us, you are our personal person. And we're sorry for that flood situation, and we pray that you get through it safely and peacefully, because it can be crazy. I mean, a lot of people have lost properties and all. But yes, we're going to check what is trending on next.
So good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, before we get into...
You are reminding us of the brand JKD.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, before we get into the whole flooding and
You
everything.
look fat.
I look fat.
You look fat. I'm allowed to call him fat.
Yeah. I think this weekend about 2 people told me that I look fat.
Yeah, you added some weight.
Hey.
Wow. After all these years, finally.
No, but I added some weight. The funny thing about me, I just don't get it. It's something that I need to start asking God why that happens.
Because once you add weight, you get sick.
Then I get sick. Then
it used to happen to me.
Again.
I'll tell you. It used to happen to me. Once I add 1 pound, I'll get sick right now
and then lose it.
But then I apparently heard that it is the body that is not used to that level of fat, because you've been little for a very long time.
Okay.
It's not used to, so over time it then just gives way for the fat to. So now that you see me at size 10, it's as a result of several falling back to 6, so many years.
I think it's something we should look out for maybe on Thursdays when we do our health sections.
Yes,
why that is. That
absolutely, absolutely.
But we'll get into that. For the song that played.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, but the AM Club team knows how to, ginger us
everybody.
For,
oh my goodness. Let's give it up for them.
For the whole week. Yes, for the whole week.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Why am I feeling like I need to, give the dance and but it's a beautiful moment.
No, but the very last song is one of my favorite Ghana songs. Okay. It's one of my favorite Ghana songs. Like I absolutely, it's a testimony kind of song. Okay. That kind of like just lets me remind God that He is the reason why I'm here, and I trust Him completely. The last one is one of my favorites.
Love it.
What is on X?
What is on X? A lot of conversations going on, but I also want to start off on a very bubbly note. Oh, is it? Okay, because this trend was...
You were doing like this. Yes. I thought you were going to say fire notes.
No. This trend was on TikTok, and it's found its way on X now.
Okay.
The thread of the best videos in the Mums Dressing Like Daughters challenge. Have you seen that challenge? You haven't?
I haven't.
All right.
So this is daughter?
No. It's not.
That is mom?
That is mom.
Hey!
That is mom.
Hey!
Yeah.
Machine is a little.
That is mom.
That is not mom.
That is mom.
Okay.
That is
Mom work room.
Yeah.
Oh, work room.
That is
solid
mom.
machine.
That is mom.
I used to have a lecturer who is, once you walk into the, I actually almost sued him for sexual abuse. But yeah, today I'm going to laugh about it. But once you walk into the room, once you walk into the lecture hall, he'll be like, machine here solid pan. Machine into front. Yeah, so I'm not going to mention his name, but yeah. It's machine here solid.
Yes. So that's just on a lighter note. Later on, Mark Motin is going to be joining us. Of course, we're going to be reviewing MXBeatz Artiste of the Month.
Wonderful.
April, we did put it out there.
Yeah. And
voting is closed.
Ooh.
We do have a winner.
Oh, yay.
We'll talk about it later on the show, so get ready for that one. Yes. Now, big question.
Accra. Yes.
Accra. Accra.
The mayor and the minister.
Ter Stegen is trending Lakeside. Obvious reasons, beating Manchester City to take on the FA Cup. Baumia is trending. God is great. I heard him.
He made some statements
of the Mumu.
And a lot of some countries have actually adopted the interoperability thing he brought to Ghana. So he has actually been speaking at some forums, and this is what I noticed. I realized a lot of people are confident in his leadership. One comment I saw was he knows his stuff, but he needs the right people
around him. Okay.
So, because now they're saying, now the conversation is beginning to turn that he wasn't the problem of the NPP. There were more, there were deeper issues that made him not be the best vice president because he had the most amazing ideas.
Okay.
Apparently.
Tishi is trending honorable, and a whole lot more. All right. So let me just go straight to Accra.
For obvious reasons.
Okay, this, we'll talk about that. This too, we'll talk about that. Oh, really? Accra is not trending for what we know?
Apparently.
All right, so Butterfly says, when you build in swamps and dried rivers, you must have large canals, not gutters, so canals, because Accra is a valley, and when it rains, the rivers will return. Every year, same story.
Yeah.
So she did a comparison. This would definitely be Accra. You could see what's happening there. And our house also yeah, brochery.
We building gutter, building canals. Yeah. Now,
it's a conversation we should look into.
You know, my Uber driver and I were speaking this morning whilst we're on our way. Okay, so there you have it. Yeah, obviously the chaos.
I'll say. So Ed Hab says an entire food business was swept away by flood waters following hours of heavy rainfall in Accra yesterday. In as much as we make fun and all that, it's not funny. It's really not funny. People are going through it.
See,
look at this.
I come out of my house this morning. And I'm gonna say this. So the area of Yarifa apparently was a river, especially where I live.
Somebody's kiosk is going.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
You see, this production team.
Wow.
First of all, I love you guys, but you are very troublesome. He said, someone says this area. In fact, I'm going to mention his name. Gabi says this area, instead of buying canoes, they are buying cars. He said, let me give you a backstory on my area this morning. So the Uber driver and I were talking about it. Before I moved into the area, one of the things I asked my agent was that I say flooding situation need to sing.
Yeah.
Then he told me that level up and building apartments. So they've taken care of it. So even when it floods, there's no house that is underground. There are pillars and all the houses are hanging. Like the entire apartment is hanging and there's a parking lot under it. So he was telling me that flooding situation will not be my problem. I said, no, I'm not talking about coming into my room. I'm talking about when I'm leaving my house. And he was like, so when you say, I had to say, a river. And I dry up and like a creative gutter. And he showed me a bebani and the gutter, and then he showed me where the gutter is. The gutter is a little close to a canal. It's huge. It's a big one. But this morning we woke up, and when you come out of my house, 2 houses away from me, the river begins from there.
Okay.
So I had to take so if it takes me 2 minutes, 5 minutes to get to which is by the case, it takes me 5 minutes to get to the where I can see people.
Yeah.
Then another 15 to get to the main road. So about 20 minutes to get out of my area to the main road, to the main Oyaifa road. I come out of my house and I took about 30-35 minutes to get to the main road because I had to go back into Oyibi and then come through the Dodowa road. And then once I was taking that road, I realized that my own river is small river. River Densu is on the way. And it was so crazy. So again, I was asking the woman, it's one pound and man approval say, in your way, no area. Like who gave the approval? Because then when you begin to take such decisions, then you need to look for contingency plans. You need to look for plans that this river, because you know how water is, it will always find its way to where it belongs to.
Yeah.
So you need to find a way that this water never comes back to that place. The businesses that have gone down this morning, because there's about 3-4 shops before my house, and they're all area community shops. So they are down there. There's one that is a kiosk. Oh, the whole entire kiosk is gone. Kiosk is sleeping. So entire businesses are wiped out just because someone said that, okay, it's okay to build in these areas. And when government begins to take a decision like demolishing these areas, you say that, oh, government, we're not buying, say, but this is long term. This issue will never go away until these areas are turned into what they are supposed to originally be. Because right opposite my house when I came there was it was like a muddy area. Was just there and for it to dry properly so they can start digging inside. And I'm like, this human being that just bought this place and is coming to build it, are you okay?
Senna says Accra floods has been a problem for years. What are we doing to find lasting solutions? Asem Impenipa says it's worrying to see houses being built without proper drainage system. How can we expect sound infrastructure when a country consistently prioritizes lawyers over engineers? Our development will continue to suffer if we don't start valuing engineers who actually build our future. Is there a conversation of valuing this occupation over this occupation?
I think that you see, because again, it isn't okay. Let me be honest with you. It isn't the case. It's just that maybe the job of an engineer should be taken a bit more serious and they be held accountable. Because one of the influencers had her her house flooded last night, and her video is trending. And then she said that they'll tell you to build house, and look at what he has done to me. I'm like, who was building the house for you?
Yeah.
Who was inspecting that the right things are put in place?
Yeah.
Who made sure that they use the right sand, right cement? Like, who made those decisions? Or you were just so excited about building a house so much that any bill you were just excited about building a house, not thinking about if the house is good enough to live in. Because the entire building was leaking. And her whole closet was full, which means that house is not even good enough it's not good to last.
Yeah.
I saw some comments be upstairs. Can we go the upstairs?
Yeah, it's still upstairs.
So
Where?
go under it. No.
Where?
Okay, so the Restorians.
Okateche FIFA. Is this the real Okateche? No, I don't think so. This First Lady Ghana. It's not him. It's not him.
What's the comment?
Well, it says the restaurants is going on pat. So the task force set by JD Mahama to solve floods. How far? Do you know this is an agenda, right?
I know, right?
Mashud says, this looks funny. Nungwa says, cruising kiosk. You know, people will make fun of this whole thing because
And that is why,
and Towada.
you know, that's how we don't die in this country easily.
Yes,
because
but speaking about dying too as well, I think coming in from Natmo, there are no casualties, and that's what we're excited about, so far. But this is very devastating. Our very own colleague too is in the mess, and pretty soon we'll get
this
on
one
the
hits
line.
home, and all of us have to remember that this conversation for so many people, if it does not touch you directly, you might think that it's far-fetched.
Yeah.
But we have to see how crazy this situation. See, did you come out to watch the rain? Did you come out to watch it?
I was in the rain.
Oh wow.
I was in the rain because what happened was I was supposed to do something right after church.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had to rush back home and then come back to church. Yeah. So now I live at Kwabinya. Church is at Tantra. So imagine the stretch. Aye. Moving from Tantra all the way back to Kwabinya was a disaster. So I had to pass through Domi. And I got to Kwabinya. Now coming back, I made a mistake. Instead of passing through Domi again, I made a mistake and I was just moving through. I passed through the main road again. The stretch from Pokwase side, or let's say Kwabinya side, leading straight to Tantra. That stretch. So from Barrier, the whole place is flooded. Whole place is flooded. So I had to return back again and pass through Domi again before I got to church. It's crazy, really crazy. And someone was arguing that, the rains, it didn't look like it rained that much like that.
Almost.
You get it.
I was sitting right in front of my door watching the rain because I was feeling like dadaba.
Oh.
And so it was raining and I was like, let me sit outside and watch the rain. Then there's a place where, so my porch, the rain doesn't come there at all. When it rains, the place doesn't get wet. I'm sitting there and I'm there pressing my phone, and the next thing I feel is like water on my face. I'm like, hey, this rain is strong. I turned around and then the tree just fell. I was like, oh my God. Then I decided, let me save my life. Let me go back inside. I go back, lay in my bed, and of course the weather is cold, my bed is cold. I'm just, trying to. Then I'm sleeping, like 30 minutes into my sleep, groom. My heart just left my mouth. I was like, did my building just calm down? Then right after that, I mean, obviously couldn't sleep again. I was looking through the window, and I was like, wow. And it was like the water was just rising. Right before my eyes, the water was just rising. I was like, Now they do for you.
Agbogbo residents prayed and called on God for mercy as yesterday's downpour in Accra left their homes submerged in flood waters.
Let's look at this one.
Oh, this is bad.
Oh no, this is terrible.
Take it back. Okay.
Lord.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good. What are people saying under this post? Ogidi says this problem could have been solved earlier, but Nanado disregarded Ibrahim Mohammed's offer to desilt Accra's rivers and streams. Hey. He comes back to say, lately God doesn't seem to answer those kinds of prayers. You choose to build and buy property in flood-prone areas, then expect divine intervention when the waters rise. Masa, masa, masa. Sandra Ejewa says, if it can be prevented, let's do that. Better than waiting for it to happen and then calling on God. Onas Food says, prayers can't solve this even though I'm a Christian. West Coast Certified says, you won't call ECG to off the light. You are their murmuring prayer. You've forgotten some people also need the rain on their crops. So who should God listen to? And that's an interesting conversation, because farmers would definitely cry on to God that please let it rain so our crops can grow. So while somebody is praying for rain, others are saying rain, rain, go away. Stay when it says, Charlie, allow people, make them believe whatever them go believe. Freddie says, honestly, the verge at which they use waste to choke their own gutters in high, and most houses are built on the passage of rain or river direction. Let NADMO introduce a program that every 2 weeks we should desilt. choked gutter, same people won't do it. Nature says we better learn good attitudes to properly maintain our environments. Stop indiscriminate littering. Okay, and contributing to build proper gutters with our little monies is better than always focusing on our money on home decos and buying expensive cars to pepper our enemies. Will says we pray for rain, God gives us rain, we're asking God for his mercy for problems we created ourselves. Kwame Osei says every year flood be like festival, every year prayer marathon. Meanwhile, those paid to fix it just they chop salary and vibe. Backpass says now it's time for us all to solve this flooding issue once and for all. Pascoba says at this point we can only hope that serious actions are taken now. We can't keep seeing these floods every year and then 1,000 press conferences with zero action. Hoping this is the start for our people to do more. Shaban says, beg, can anyone here... So yes, this is why Accra is trending. We get to Lakeside quickly, get to see what's... Hey. Okay, I don't know about this one. Say Andrew Capone says Lakeside people see lake, them shock. Really? Eben Nkrumah Fletcher says, this is the backyard of my house during rain yesterday. 4:25 p.m. Adenta New Legon, Rosa, close to Lakeside Estate. Yeah. His polytank is going away. Yeah. His polytank is moving away. This is really, really bad. Yeah. Really, really bad. Oh. Wow, look at this. Look at this.
I must say. Casper.
Oh, this is sad. This is really sad. This is really sad. This is really sad. Really sad. All right, let's get into the Baumia conversation now.
I thought you were going to get to Ursula.
Oh,
no, let's go to Baumia.
You want us to get to Ursula?
No, let's go for one after the other.
All right, okay. Steadily. All right, so this one is said Baumia for President 2028, Nana Ki Jesse. In response to... That's it right there. This one?
No, down.
Oh, this one. Okay, so Mohammed Yassin says, Ghanaians gave you 8 solid years to prove a point, but you couldn't prove focal. Just after 5 months of losing power, you're telling the world how to run a nation. SMH. Kasongo Bayanga says, you will live to see Baumia as president. So that's one is... Says, Lord says, Dr. Baumia is not new to us. He gave lectures on restoring the value of the Ghanaian cedi. In fact, between 2013 and 2016, it was all an exhibition of his academic knowledge. Ghanaians then gave him the opportunity to demonstrate his capabilities from 2017 to 2025. So, yes, from City FM, we pay the price. Dr. Baumia reflects on MPP's 2024 defeat. MPP flag bearer. Okay, so I think this one is a pretty old one. Yes. All right. Okay. Back to Esla now.
I wish you saw that IDU conversation. I'm sitting.
So, NBA Romeo is saying an influencer tells a minister to ignore the cries of the very people that voted them into power when they complained about data prices, and the minister responded by saying he's even asleep, meaning he doesn't even care about their cries. If this had come from Napo or Eslawusu, like hell would break loose on the TL. Jata don't do anything, they should cry. If they don't say so, then Mada cry. All right, so they'll definitely call for some George's head because of this.
You be there and be doing anyhow.
Yeah, because some way. Nana answer Obofo says them. So everybody's coming in for him because he came for Eslawusu for high cost of data. You did the same office and now you say we for blame finance minister. Blame Eslawusu for the high cost of data, not telcos. Sam George tells Ghanaians. This was way back. Internet data cost. No one has power to revise tariffs except finance minister.
Sir?
All right.
You didn't know that when you were in opposition, eh?
So that is why they are coming for him.
Interesting.
This is why he's on. He is stranded. This is why he's stranded. In less than 5 months in office, Sam George has done a whole lot of stuff. He criticized Esla Owusu of doing. He criticized Esla for ordering the shutdown of some FM stations. Today, Sam George has done same to talk of the internet data issue, etc. Such a hypocrite. So this is what is happening right here. Anyways.
Interesting. So, still on the flooding situation, we have our colleague Augustine Kobitu Saint. He is going to be giving us a report of what's happening on the ground right now. And so, good morning. Good morning, Augustine. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
We're grateful for life, and we are very sorry for your situation this morning. Can you paint a picture to us what it is looking like right now in your area, what you have experienced in the last, say, 12 hours?
Right. My area this morning is quite busy, quite chaotic, if I should say. Why? Because like yesterday, we didn't expect the amount of rain that fell. We were thinking it was going to be a normal rainy day, but unfortunately, it was quite extra. Some houses got flooded. Mine, for instance, got flooded. Some of my neighbors are actually scooping water out of their rooms, out of their halls. They have taken their home mattresses. Some have taken their utensils, almost everything in their homes out, just so they could scoop the water out of their rooms, as well as clean the place, make sure that they get the water out of the house as well. And some school students, some pupils are also not going to school. Why? Because the roads are not, you can't access the roads. It's so muddy, so flooded, so choked. Gutters are choked in my area. School children are unable to go. Some parents are also skeptical about letting their children go to school. Why? Because the sun is now appearing in the area. It's not looking quite bright, but they are a little bit worried if they allow their children to go to school. And we see the amount of rain that fell yesterday happened this morning. What it would be looking like for their children at school and how they would be returning home. So some parents are waiting until about 9-10ish before they allow their wards to go to school. So literally, this area is quite busy, it's quite chaotic this morning.
Is this the first time you're experiencing this kind of a disaster since you moved into that area?
Yes. We have experienced others where a little amount of water goes into the area. Why? Because this is a very waterlogged area. But to this magnitude, this is the first time we are actually experiencing it. The fact that some walls have been broken, some houses have also been collapsed. The road not being used up for the first time. The whole road is washed by water. This is the first time we actually experienced something like this.
What are the authorities saying so far? Have you heard from NADMO, from EPA, anyone? Anybody reached out to your constituents or anybody in the area?
So far, it's just the assembly member who came around last night into this morning. He came around this morning as well. He's assured some residents who have been severely affected of some response. But so far, we've not heard anything from NADMO yet. We haven't also seen maybe a member of parliament yet. But what I can say this morning is that the assembly member came around as of last night around 9 p.m. and then the early hours of this morning between 5 and 6 a.m.
And so, what is the way forward? What is the severity of what you're going through, and what's the way forward now?
Right now, we can only wait and hope that we do not experience the rain probably today and this week, so that we can, assess the damage of our homes, especially those who have water in their homes. It will give them time to scoop out the water, like I said earlier, scoop out the water, make sure that their insides are clean, and then probably give them enough time to prepare should any of this happen again. Right now, what we can really do is just to hope and pray.
Now, let's get a little personal with you before we let you go. So, in your home, what has been destroyed so far?
So far, my home, the back wall the whole of the entire wall is broken. Part of my room, my personal room, is flooded. I have my mattress wet. The water level is quite high to the mattress level.
Wow.
a little electricity equipment damaged, like my sockets, my fan. Aside that, my mommy's room has also been flooded as well.
So, and again, I'm looking at this as it happened yesterday for the very first time, but what could be the actual cause of the flooding in your house and in the area at large? So I'm saying this to say that some engineers have spoken and said that, listen, some of the buildings we have now, they were not built properly, the roofs are leaking, even if it is a POP, it's leaking, it's not been properly done. What could be the cause of the flooding in your house?
For my area, I think the main problem is the fact that it's a marshy area.
Okay.
A little water and then we are in trouble. And then the fact that our gutters are not quite big enough to contain the amount of water that flows through the streets. We have seen some authorities. As of last year, the assemblyman together with the NP came around to fix to construct some gutters. But yesterday the gutters were it was overshadowed with a lot of water. So mainly, the main problem is the fact that this is a marshy area. This is an area where it has a lot of clay, so a little bit of water and then the whole place gets swamped out. And then the gutters are, not too big enough to contain a lot of water. Therefore, the least amount of water and then the whole place is flooded.
But we don't have any casualties yet, right?
No.
Okay, great.
So far, none.
Kobe, so sorry for your experience this morning. We pray that, you get through this as quick as possible and we have you back at work. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that was our colleague, Augustine Kobe Toussaint, joining us. I think his area is Oyibi. This morning, like I said to my colleague, to Jay this morning, I had to pass through there and it was quite an eyesore. And so we're calling on the authorities to come through and support these affected individuals. But away from that, we'll still stay on flooding this morning. A downpour on Sunday afternoon has once again exposed the fragility of Accra and its surrounding municipalities to flooding, leaving parts of the city, Tema West, submerged and commuters stranded. The rain, which began around 3 p.m., blasted nearly 3 hours, caused significant flooding in several neighborhoods, including Reja, Kanishi, Adabraka, Adenta, Dodowa, and part of Tema. The situation was particularly dire in the Amrahia, an area in that Adenta municipality where residents say their homes have been inundated, disrupting daily activities, damaging property. Residents in affected areas have been advised to stay indoors and avoid contact with flood waters, which may be contaminated and pose a serious risk of waterborne disease. Now, away from that, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has swiftly activated emergency search and rescue teams following a heavy rainstorm that struck Accra on Sunday, May 18th. Speaking on the response effort, Chief Disaster Control Officer Mohammed Jafaru confirmed that multiple teams have been deployed to various locations experiencing flooding and other storm-related incidents. Jafaro outlined the coordinated response effort, noting that the regional director is currently leading a rescue operation in Adenta's Fulani area, where NADMO's headquarters team is working in Nana Kurum. Additionally, a separate team has been dispatched to Tema to assist affected areas. Let's still stay on the issue of flooding, as the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has revealed that its engineers are fixing blackouts caused by heavy rains last night. A downpour on Sunday afternoon caused massive flooding and destruction in various parts of the country, affecting some major ECG installations that deliver power to consumers. However, the power distribution company has swiftly responded and informed the public about measures to restore electricity. In a brief notice, ECG apologized for the development and called on the public to report all cases associated with the power cuts for immediate attention. Let's take a look at the statements now. The Electricity Company of Ghana Limited wishes to inform the general public especially our cherished customers, that we are working tirelessly to strengthen and maintain a robust distribution network. However, massive rainstorms and stormy winds usually cause the falling of trees, billboards, ripped roofing, etc. on our electrical conductors, resulting in outages. The outages that are caused by transient tripping, temporary interruption on our feeders are restored soon. After the rainstorm. However, permanent faults on our feeders will have to be rectified and may take a while to be restored by engineers. Individual localized outages and incidents of falling or surging conductors within customers' vicinities should be reported to the ECG call center on 030-2611-611. That's 030-2611-611, the nearest ECG office, or reach us on our social media handles on at ECG Official. That's at ECG Official on Facebook, X, or Instagram for prompt intervention. ECG, the name behind electricity in Ghana, and that was a statement put out by the ECG. So please take note of this.
Now, away from that, the Ghana Health Service, GHS, has confirmed the 2 new cases of Mpox, bringing the total number of confirmed infections in the country to 4. The new cases were identified in the Greater Accra and Western regions. Both individuals have no known epidemiological link to the previously reported cases. The GHS, in a statement signed and issued by its Director General, Prof. Samuel Kaba Akori, on Sunday, May 18th, said it has activated public health measures, including contact tracing, to prevent further spread of the virus. Health authorities are urging the public to practice regular hand hygiene, avoid close contact with individuals exhibiting symptoms such as rashes, and report any suspected cases to the nearest health facility immediately. Now, they put out a statement. Let's run you through that. So, to all media houses, press release update on Mpox cases in Ghana. Following our last press release on Thursday, 15th May 2025, the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service wish to update the public that the National Public Health and Reference Laboratory, NPHRL, has confirmed 2 additional cases of Mpox, 1 in the Greater Accra region and 1 in the Western region, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 4 as of today, 18th May 2025. That was yesterday. The respective regional health directorates have promptly activated public health measures, including contact tracing, to prevent further spreading of the virus. Preliminary assessments indicate that these 2 newly confirmed cases have report any suspected cases to the nearest health. The government of Ghana remains committed to safeguarding public health, drawing on our experience in managing similar outbreaks. We will continue to implement appropriate measures to protect the health and well-being of all residents. Okay, this is looking very serious. This is really looking very serious. Might as well just take the last story.
Absolutely, yes. I'm going to get into that now. Pope Leo what is that again? What's his position
Pope
again?
Leo.
Pope Leo was inaugurated as pontiff in Mass at St. Peter's Square. Leo was given the ring of the fisherman. Earlier, Leo greeted crowd from the Pope Mobile. Among the congregation, including Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel citizens are
has about 2.5% of global exports, has 2.9% of global imports. Asia has 43% of global exports and 38% of global imports. China, 15% of exports, 10% of imports. Europe, you have 38% of exports and 51% of imports. America, 8% of exports and 14% of imports. So there are clearly trade imbalances across the various continents and countries. But what we know from economics is that you cannot fix a trade deficit with tariffs. It just doesn't work. I mean, if you look at the national income identity, where you say that your income is equal to your consumption, investment, government spending plus export, into a simple equation, which is a truism, that your deficit, the exports minus your imports, would necessarily have to equal between your savings and investment. So for any country which spends more than it saves, you're going to get a trade deficit. Deficit is a macroeconomic problem. It's not a trade policy issue. And you cannot solve that macroeconomic problem with trade policy like tariffs. Hawley Act since 1943. And the exposed in the broader sense as many other places. But within that context, countries like Lesotho, which have exports in terms of textile exports to the United States, it's about 50% of their exports. And they are benefiting from the African Growth and Opportunities Act, which is AGOA. And these countries are going to be affected very significantly. When you have 50% of your export.
He was highlighting some for this morning. He was highlighting some for this morning. We'll move straight to
24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos online. Visit MX24 for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos online. Visit MX24 online.
Hello there, good morning. Welcome to Sports on the AM Club. My name is Sedinam Edmund, and this time it's all versus Wolves, and we also have Bournemouth and Man City playing. And on Wednesday, it's the big one. It's the clash of the Mole twins. Yes, I'm talking about Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. It is the Europa Cup, yes, final. And who wins and allow others to use your booking code so you earn some cool cash. Remember that this is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you guaranteed to come. I'm good. Yourselves?
oh, bless. Very beautiful and successful. What is going on with the flood situation? You got to experience that? No.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah, bless.
Good for you.
Good for you. Very good for you.
What's this guy's name? Toyini or Tony? Is it Toyini?
Awoni.
Yeah.
The guy who, the Nottingham Forest guy, who had a burst intestine.
Yes.
Yeah.
With regards to hitting the pole, right?
Yeah. So last weekend, literally, all got it wrong. I onto the pitch after the game. And people were like, he went to confront the coach. No, actually, the coach prevented him from confronting the referees. He was heading for the referees, and then the coach stepped in. So the coach's name is Nuno Espirito Santo. And Espirito Santo means in
Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you are joining the club. I like that.
I mean, the Holy Spirit mediated.
Yeah. Mediated to prevent him from possibly even getting a ban or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so he did not go and talk to the referee. And then much later, in the evening, Awoni had surgery on his intestine because when he clattered into the post, he had intestinal. He was put coma, but he's now awake and well.
Do you think you can play again after this?
Oh, sure.
Are you sure?
Sure. But the likes of Luke Shaw for Manchester United have broken their leg. You know the leg has 2 bones in it. You can break one and leave one. But he broke all 2 and came back to football. The likes of Seamus Coleman have also experienced same. We've seen people fight through leukemia and come back to football. So it's possible he would
Even cancer.
96. Yeah. So